Shalom, Israel. This is Bishop Nathaniel. The Israelites have been scattered across the four corners of the earth, as prophesied in Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter. Here in Israel United in Christ, we need your help to recover the remnant of our people, teach them the gospel. Please help us, support us, and join or donate to the Booster Club today. Shalom.
All right, let me ask you this. What's your nationality? African American, that's what you're saying? What'd you say, sis? African American? Okay, who taught that at?
She taught me that.
She taught that as African American? All right, so what we out here doing, we're proving that so-called blacks or African Americans, Native Indians, and Hispanics are the true Israelites of the Bible.
Bring it up!
All right? And the Israelites, as the officer was bringing out, they are people of color. Okay? Let's prove to you who you are real quick before y'all leave, because I know it's cold. Get Deuteronomy 28, you there?
Yes, sir.
Deuteronomy 28, 15.
Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 15.
Bring it out.
But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
So right here is Moses speaking to the children of Israel when they came out of Egypt, the land of Egypt. Y'all know about that history? Okay, read on.
To observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So you hear that? Moses said to the Israelites, if y'all do not keep God's commandments, if y'all do not hearken to his voice, he's going to put all these curses on you. Verse 46.
Verse 46. And they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder.
The they, sisters, are the curses. The they are going to be upon our people for a sign. What does a sign do? What does a sign do? If I see the stop sign right here, I'm driving, right? And I see it stop, it tells you something, right? It gives you direction. So that's the same way these curses are going to be upon our people to direct us of who we are. Because guess what? We've been taught that we're African American. Now, if you look up those names, Leo Scipios Africanus, that's a man. It's a Caucasian man. Okay? Y'all not Caucasian, are you? American Vance Bushey, that's another Caucasian man. Y'all not Caucasian, are you? So why are y'all calling yourselves African American?
Bring it up.
It's because we don't know. In slavery, we have been taught. Matter of fact, your last name comes from your slave master, believe it or not. Whether it be Johnson, whether it be White, whether it be whatever your last name is. You have the same last name as your slave master. So when time and time goes on, you forget your heritage. Matter of fact, hold that and give me that. Jeremiah chapter 17, verse 4. You start to forget your heritage. And then you start to teach your children what they taught you. And then now you have what we have right now, of people that's lost and completely have forgotten their God, their heritage, their name, their tongue, their customs. For example, in customs, y'all celebrate Christmas? Why y'all celebrate Christmas? For your own beliefs? Does it have anything to do with the Bible? Do you believe in the Bible? Yes. All right, we're going to get that next, but right here, read this real quick.
Bring it up.
Remember what I said, in slavery, you have completely forgotten your heritage, your cultures. And that's what we're trying to show you. We're trying to bring you back to what your true nationality is. Because believe it or not, y'all supposed to be the best thing walking on the earth. Y'all are the best thing walking on the earth. But society today tells you that you're nothing. And they show you that you're nothing by the way they treat us. You go into these nail salons, they doing you dirty. All right? The police is shooting you down in the streets with your hands up. There's drugs in our community, guns in our communities, people not treating us right. But read that.
Bring it up.
Jeremiah chapter 17 and verse 4. And thou, even thyself, shall discontinue from thine heritage.
You should discontinue from your heritage, meaning you should cease from your heritage. You should stop knowing who you are.
Right.
Because in slavery, that's what they forced us to do. They forced us to take on their customs. We don't.
And thou, even thyself, shall discontinue from thy heritage that I gave thee.
That God gave us.
And I will cause thee to serve thine enemies.
And I will cause you to serve your enemies. How do we serve our enemies? We served our enemies in slavery. We're serving our enemies right now. We built up this country. We built up this continent. But guess what? We ripping seeing the benefits of that thing? We're not seeing the benefits of that thing, but they are. But we don't.
In the land which thou knowest not.
In the land which thou knowest not. We didn't know this land before we were forced to come over here on cargo slave ships. We did not know this land. Read on.
For ye have kindled a fire in mine anger.
Now why did God say that? You have kindled a fire in my anger. Because you remember when we read in Deuteronomy chapter 20 verse 15, he said, if you do not hearken unto my law, statutes, and commandments, I'm going to put these curses on you. And that's what happened. The Most High God is angry with us because we have rebelled against his law.
Right.
And now you see the conditions in doing that. You see the conditions that we're in right now. We're at the bottom of society. We got to struggle for everything that we want. All right, we going. What's the more?
Which shall burn forever.
Which shall burn forever. Now give me. I talked about our customs. Give me Jeremiah 10.
Bring it up.
Real quick. Y'all say y'all believe in the Bible, but y'all celebrate Christmas. We're gonna read about that real quick. And I'm not trying to get on y'all or bash y'all. I'm trying to show y'all that your customs is not the customs of the people that brought you over here in slavery.
That's right.
You have a better heritage.
Right.
The men is supposed to be kings and gods on the earth. The women is our princesses, and your feet is not even supposed to touch the ground.
That's right.
That's what we're trying to show y'all. We're trying to show y'all, according to Deuteronomy 7:6, y'all are a special people, a holy people unto the Lord thy God.
That's
the Lord
right.
thy God have chosen you to be above all people on the face of this earth. Do y'all understand what the Most High God is saying to y'all? He chose y'all to be above all people. But our people do not know that. But watch this. Let's read about one of the customs that they gave us that has nothing to do with Christ, and it has nothing to do with God. It has nothing to do with your heritage. Let's read about it.
Jeremiah chapter 10 and verse 1. Hear ye the word which the Lord speaketh unto you, O house of Israel.
So he's giving to who he's talking to. You blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. You make up the 12 tribes of Israel. We don't.
That's right.
Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen.
You hear that? He said, learn not the way of the heathen. The heathen is the other nations outside of the 12 tribes of Israel.
Right.
Don't learn their ways. We don't.
And be not dismayed at the signs of heaven. For the heathen are dismayed at them.
That's going into their astrology, their zodiac signs and all of that. Don't be dismayed at those things. We don't.
For the customs of the people are vain.
So now their customs, the heathens' customs, their things that they celebrate, the Most High God said they are vain. That word vain means that they're nothing. It's nothing. It doesn't do anything for you. We don't.
For one cutteth a tree out of the forest.
Okay, now we're getting somewhere. Now we're getting into this custom. For one cutteth a tree out of the forest.
The work of the hands of the workmen with the axe.
With the axe. They cut the tree with an axe.
They deck it with silver and with gold. They fasten it with nails and with hammers, that it move not.
What's that custom, sisters? Read it again. Read it slow.
They deck it with silver.
No, start a little bit up.
For the customs of the people are vain.
So we're talking about a custom. Read on.
For one cutteth a tree out of the forest.
All right. So now we're going to break it down. A person goes into the forest, he cuts down a tree, right? Or let's just speed it up today. You go to one of these stores and you buy a tree. All right? Then what do you do with it?
The work of the hands of the workmen with the axe.
With the axe, read on.
They deck it with silver and with gold.
So they take this tree that they just bought out of the store, or that they cut down out of the woods. They take this tree, they bring it home, and then they deck it. Okay, there is going to an example. If you look inside the store right there goes an example of a tree, or the hotel. Y'all see what I'm talking about right here? Y'all look at it, they deck it with what?
They deck it with silver and with gold.
They deck it with silver and with gold. Isn't that a custom that our people do, or everybody here in America pretty much does? Right? Now, what custom are we going into? Christmas. What did God say not to do? Read it again from the top. From verse 2.
Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen.
Learn not the way of the heathen. That is a pagan custom. It has nothing to do with it.
That's right.
All right? Go back to where you was at, just read from verse 1.
For the customs of the people are vain. For one cutteth a tree out of the forest. The work of the hands of the workmen with the axe. They deck it with silver and with gold.
They deck it with silver and gold. They put the star on top. They put the red little things on there and whatever the case may be. They put lights all over it. That thing has nothing to do with us. Read on.
They fasten it with nails and with hammers.
They fasten it with nails and with hammers. You know that little screw? You put the tree in that little thing and then you screw it. They fasten it with that. The Most High God is letting you know about Christmas before we ever. This book been written for many years. He been told us don't celebrate that thing. We have our own customs.
That it move not. Verse 5. They are upright as the palm tree.
So go back to Deuteronomy.
Bring it up.
Y'all understand that. As Israelites, we are not to celebrate their customs. Their customs goes into Christmas. It goes into Thanksgiving. What y'all know about Thanksgiving?
They don't know much about that.
All right, what you know about it then?
That was a massacre. I know
It was a massacre.
That's correct.
So why do our people celebrate that thing? It was believe it or not, it was a massacre of our own people.
That's right.
Of our own people, the Native Indians. All right, what about 4th of July? Y'all celebrate 4th of July? Y'all do, right? And now, I'm not trying to get on you. I'm just letting y'all know these things that we've been taught. Since we were born, they're off. They're wrong. All right, because in 1776, what were y'all doing? What were your people doing in 1776?
Yeah, I want one.
Yeah, that's why I say your people. That's why I say your people. Guess what? Your people were slaves in 1776.
That's right.
All right, so we're celebrating those customs. They are off. They have nothing to do with you. You blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. All right?
All of these things that we are doing, the customs that we are following, birthdays, Christmas, Thanksgiving, Easter, what else? 4th of July. All of these things that we celebrate here in America, we're not supposed to do. It's not our custom. It's not for us to do. That's why we got to come back and start doing what God tell us to do, what the Lord tell us to do. We got to keep our own customs. We got it. We got feast of dedication. We just got done celebrating.
That's right.
So we got our own feast days, our own holy days to celebrate. So go to back to Wisdom Solomon. Bring it out. Not Wisdom Solomon. Excuse me. Song of Solomon. My bad. So we showing our people still imagery. Imagery is very important. So like I was saying earlier about who we are in the book. We are the people that's in the book, So, like Job, Adam, Now we're about to talk about Solomon, which was a king of Israel.
That's right.
Right? Read.
The Song of Solomon, chapter 1 and verse 1. The Songs of Solomon, which is Solomon.
You know why this is so important? Because they always say a woman wrote Songs of Solomon. So it's telling you that clearly this is Solomon. This is Solomon who wrote this book. This is Solomon. So this is clearly telling you who he is, right? Verse 5.
Verse 5. I am black, but comely. Oh,
Hold on. You just need to do that. Read that again.
I am black, but comely.
He said, what? He is black, but beautiful. He's black and beautiful. He is saying that to show that, hey, I'm black and beautiful. Just like a king is supposed to be.
Right.
Think about it. What white man on earth walk around calling himself a king, a god, Mostly our people that do that. They walk around and say, I'm the god, I'm the king, And they proud of that thing because why? Biblical speaking, you are. But see, you got to come back to God in order to be that king, in order to be that God. You just can't be walking around like a nigga, think you call yourself a king, a God, but who are you helping? You ain't helping nobody in your community. You know, so that's why we got to look and see our forefathers and what they was doing and come back to that is very vital because this is our history book.
That's right.
This is our history book. Lamentation 4:7. Let's get some more. It's all through the Bible. It's all through the Bible, bro. It's all through the Bible. You know, and I'm glad you're sitting right here and listening, standing right here and listening, you know, to what's coming out because it's good for you. It's very beneficial. You know, most people won't stand up for this long. As you clearly see, I got something to do. I got to go to work or whatever. Whatever they got going on, they clearly ain't going to stand up here like you. So, all praise to the Father.
Lamentations chapter 4 and verse 7. Her Nazarites were purer than snow. Verse 8. Their visage is blacker than a coal.
Right, because talking about the Nazarites, back in the old days, you know, it was still the Israelites, you know. So it's showing that Israelites, well, how they look as a coal?
Their visage is blacker than a coal.
I said visage is another appearance, their face, you know, is blacker than a coal, blacker than a charcoal. What color is a charcoal? Very black, right? Right, read
God.
Their visage is blacker than a coal. They are not known in the streets. Their skin cleaveth to their bones. It is withered. It has become like a stick.
Right, so the only point I was proving that who the color of the Israelites, more proof that we have in the Bible, you know. What else we got? Yeah, read that, verse 10.
Bring it out!
Lamentations chapter 5 and verse 10. Our skin was black like an oven because of the terrible famine.
Right, so there was family going on, so it was saying that their skin is black, just like how it said in Job 30 and 30. He said bones are born with heat, born with heat. That's the same thing as of today. If you out here and you saw from the famine the heat wave that's going on, you working in captivity, that's how you gonna be. That's how you're gonna be. So it's still clearly showing you that you are a black man, the color. You know, you can't get no white man out of that. You can't get no East Indian man out of that. Whatever foolishness they want to try to come up with is showing that these are the people who look and look just like you. So I hope you understand that. You understand that? So let me ask you a question now. What must you do now? You know, you see your people in the book. You see your history in the book. You see the curses that's the book that relates to you, right? So what was you going to do? You know?
No.
Accept the truth and then live it up.
So what's the truth?
Whatever God wants.
Let's get the truth. Let's get the truth. So we're going to prove you what you just said. You said to know the truth. Right? That's what you said? To know the truth. Let's go get the truth. Right? Read.
Psalms 119 and verse 142. Thy righteousness is an everlasting righteousness, and thy law is the truth.
The what?
Thy law is the truth.
Read it again.
Thy righteousness is an everlasting righteousness, and thy law is the truth.
See that? Because the law is an everlasting righteousness, and the law is the truth. Right. So the law is the truth. So that's the truth that we must come back to. The law. Right? You heard it? It said the laws, right? So give me Deuteronomy 10 and 12.
Bring it out!
Because you said you was out here last week, right? So you put okay, so last time we was out here, right? So you clearly got a good understanding of what we're bringing out, and what you know a little bit about the history and so forth. So you need to learn more. You need to come congregate. You need to know laws, how to better yourself.
That's right.
As a being an Israelite, man.
That's
you know
right.
what I mean? So read it.
Deuteronomy chapter 10 and verse 12. And now, Israel, what thou, the Lord thy God, require of thee, but to fear the Lord.
So, brother, he's talking about you. I don't know your name, but I'm gonna call you brother. He said, what now?
But to fear the Lord thy God.
Fear the Lord thy God, read on.
To walk in all his ways, and to love him, and to serve the Lord thy God.
So all of these things we must do, and all of this result in keeping the laws of God, right? So from there, I'm gonna show you a couple laws that we gotta follow, you know. And I don't know if you heard it before, but we're gonna get it, and we're gonna show you that this is a point, a step closer to you coming to the Lord, because you keep the law, right? So give me first I want to get the head cover. First because I know it might be cold outside, you know. We all cold, you know, but we got to keep this law right here. This is why we do it, because of this. Read.
1 Corinthians chapter 11. 1 Corinthians chapter 11 and verse 3. But I would have you know that the head of every man is Christ.
Okay, so this is right here about to go through an order. So I want you to pay close attention to what's about to be brought out, okay? It said, right, read from the top again.
But I would have you know that the head of every man is Christ.
So the head of every man is Christ. So we are man, our head is Christ, right? Read.
And the head of the woman is the man.
All right, so it says the head of the woman is the man. So we man, we are the head of the woman, right? Read.
And the head of Christ is God.
And it says the head of Christ is God. So it's an order. God, Christ, man, and women, so forth, the church.
Every man praying or prophesying, having his head covered, dishonoreth his head.
It says every man praying or prophesying, meaning this is what we doing right now. The laws is coming out, prophecies is coming out. What must we do if we got our head covered? You gotta move your head covered. Whatever you got, whatever hat you got on, whatever hood you got on, you have to remove it. Finish it out.
But I would have you know that the head of every man is Christ, and the head of the woman is the man, and the head of Christ is God. Every man praying or prophesying, having his head covered, dishonoreth his head.
So what must you do?
Remove the cover and make yourself honorable.
Right. What you gonna do? It's gonna do spotlight on you. Spotlight on you. Yeah, spotlight on you. Hey, it's whatever you believe in. You gotta hook up. You gotta
That's right.
All praise. That's right. See, man, look at that woolly hair, man. Look at that woolly hair, man. Show that thing, man. Show that thing. All praise, man.
That's right.
Show that thing. Hey. So all praise is here, and that's what we must do. That's what we must do. We must bring the law for our people to understand, so we can get the kingdom. You know, that's the only thing that we must do. You know, we tired of living in this world full of hatred, full of disgusting hatred. You know, so we gotta come back to these laws, man. It's very important. It's very important. It's not something that we're trying to throw down, shove down your throat. I mean, in a way, you should want it to be, because if you know the justice that's coming, but we're trying to show you that this right here is the way to walk, you know. So from there, give me numbers 15 to 38. Let's get some more. So this right here means you just dialoguing and just showing you the laws that we must keep, you know, that everybody else is keeping out here. So you see the law that we're about to go into next is the law of fringes. You see what we got on our borders of our garments? This is what we're about to bring out.
Bring it out. Numbers chapter 15 and verse 38. Bring it up. Speak unto the children of Israel and bid them that they make them fringes in the borders of their garments.
Right, so this is still talking about us, the children of Israel. Moses commanded the children of Israel to make fringes, right?
Throughout their generations.
Throughout their what?
Throughout their generations.
Throughout your generations. As we still generating, right? We still producing kids, right? So it still applies to today. A lot of people might say, oh, that was Old Testament, that was back in the day. It's not relevant now. But it clearly says throughout your generations. As long as you're still generating, living, you must keep this law. Right? Read.
And that they put upon the fringe of the borders a ribbon of blue.
So you gonna understand what this is talking about? Here goes Zappa right there. Brother, look at the brothers. These are the example when the mamas. These are the examples what the scripture is talking about. So just because you can clearly understand what it means. Read on, but let's see what this is for. Let's see what this is for.
And it shall be unto you for a fringe, that you may look upon it, and remember all the commandments of the Lord, and do them, and that ye seek not after your own heart and your own eyes, after which ye use to go a whoring.
Read it from the top again. I kind of skip back the time. So read from the top again.
Speak.
Yeah, ready. Verse 39.
Verse 39. And it shall be unto you for a fringe, that ye may look upon it.
So these fringes is for us, for you, for each and every one of us to look upon it, right? And to read on.
And remember all the commandments of the Lord.
So all the commandments of the Lord, this is what these fringes are for us to remember the things that we must keep. You know, if you see yourself going out into idolatry, adultery, fornication, any type of abomination according to the Bible, you're supposed to look down at your fringes and they're supposed to give you a sign of remembrance, so don't do that. They're about to say it, you know?
And do them, and that ye seek not after your own heart and your own eyes, after which ye used to go a whoring.
See that? So after you wish to go out here and be in the midst of sin. So this is supposed to give you that wake-up call, that check.
We used to scream black power while heroin was pushed. But at the end of the day, nothing's in vain. IUIC has been given a vision. The tents of Judah has risen. Many has attempted the mission, minor murmuring, omitting, and missing the mark. Just reading that he had the flame of fire in his eyes gave us the spark. We on Paul's mission. We out on the road, purple and gold, from Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Ghana, Sierra Leone. 144,000 boots banging, concrete crackling. These are our men repented at heart. The scriptures is proof. IUIC, we deliver the truth.